Welcome to the 50th episode of Medical Brutality. If you came here for some knowledge, you came on the wrong day. We're celebrating today. Yep, strictly celebrate. I ain't gonna be dropping no knowledge and no wisdom and none of that. So, heads up. If you're listening to this video with your pastor, turn it off. If you're listening to this video with your grandmama, well, actually, your grandmama might like it. Okay. If you're drinking something right now, put it down. You're going to do a spit take across the table. The party starts in about 10 seconds. We going to do it Dr. Ass style. Welcome to It's the Wise World. My dearest darling, noble one, you now must pay for the shit you've done. You played the game and you played it well, but too much job has put your ass in jail. Cop and blow is the game, they say, and I must say I'm glad it turned out this way. I went to see a lawyer, but he wasn't in, so I'll be down there to see you, but only God knows when. I went to see your whoring sister, but she was on the roam. So I tried to call your crackhead brother, but the punk had pawned his phone. I know you in there crying and don't like jail, so get your nasty ass mama to pay your bail. Cause if you think this bitch is gonna bail you free, read the next line and forget about me. And you remember you sent me out for coffee and pie? Well, that's when I called up the FBI. And now that I've gotten you out of the way, your main man and I can ball every day. You remember your main man, Red? He's right here beside me here in your bed. He came by the house just the other night. Ate some cannabis and got my head uptight. Then we did it in your waterbed. Why didn't you tell me he was a thoroughbred? We rode all day and we rode all night. Your main man's loving was out of sight. Much better than yours, I must say. He pleased any woman he'd swirl in the hay. Oh, Daddy, I slept real good last night, knowing that you was really uptight. I bought you some cigarettes and put them on the shelf, but my habit got the best of me. I smoked them myself. And you remember to watch, remember to go watch, you said it cost $1,000? Well, we peeped the back. It said made in Japan. And about the $2,000 you hid behind the door. You ain't slick, motherfucker. It ain't there no more. I'll send you $2 of it, but don't spend it fast. Cause these $2 gonna be your first and your last. If you see another dollar from this here gal, St. Peter will call Satan his #1 pal. And as for health goes, I'm all right, eating steak and bowling every night. I went to see a doctor. He said I need a rest. So we taking your car and heading out west. I know you're telling your cellmates you got me uptight, but I'm sleeping with your main man every single night. And you could talk that shit about going upside my head, but me and your main man are here using your bed. I know you thought I was cherry your #1 size, but I was balling, Tony, and you wasn't wise. I guess you're crying by now. Well, that's just too bad. Faces, sucker. You just been had. You ain't hip, cause my name is Nail, the slickest bitch on this side of hell. Quiet as is kept, I'm a master at the game, with tricks from New York and tips from Spain. And you call yourself a pimp? Well, ain't that a joke? Every time I saw you, you was always broke. Your place is down south behind a plow. Except I don't even think you could milk a cow. Well, I got your crib, and I got your short. And I spoke to the DA when I saw him in court. So now that I know that you won't be around, Red and I gonna party all over town. Yeah, now I know you'll never be free, and that's the way I planned it to be. And when you get to the prison, look up Mike Tyson and Blair. 2 more suckers that I sent there. Love and kisses from your common law wife. If you don't get the electric chair, I hope you get life. P.S. Weep, creep. Well, as I finished her scribe, which was no surprise, I decided to cut the bitch down to size. So I took out my pencil and I opened my pad and thought, you don't know a bitch, but you've been had. Then with a quick flip of my hand, I touched the paper and I began. Dear Miss Adorable Tight Cunt Bitch, while reading your letter, I got an itch and had an urge to take a shit and finished your letter. Just as I quit. Toilet paper was scarce, I had to think fast, so I used your letter to wipe my ass. I'm sorry Red got you and not another, 'cause in bed you ain't shit compared to your mother. Oh, she came by the jail and left me a dime. Said she'd be back tomorrow sometime. You talk like I lost something real sweet, but I got more kicks out of beating on me. I get more thrills out of popping the dead than I got out of you in my water bed. When you spread your legs, I had to hold my nose. When you last took a bath, shit. God only knows. The hairs on your cunt stand up like a steeple, and you could see the crabs walking around like miniature people. Every night when I got up off your pot, I had to go to the doctor for a rabies shot. And that's for, and remember the dress I gave you for Christmas you thought was so fly? Well, I copped it from your mammy the last 4th of July. And all those shoes you got under your bed, they belong to your grandma who's long been dead. And about the $2,000 you found behind the door was $2K, bitch. You think that's a score? I ain't worried about my car. You'll have one more day before the people be towing that motherfucker away. The only thing I really had was a fly crib, a way out pad. But baby, you can forget that too, 'cause honey, the mortgage is way overdue. The only thing I ever gave you was a diamond ring, and that came from the dollar store, so it ain't worth a thing. And as for the cigarettes you had on the shelf, I'm glad you decided to smoke them yourself, 'cause the hacks up this way really know how to swing. Yeah, baby, cannabis, here's the thing. You live high and mighty for a week or so, but after all, let's go and deal with would you go? Everyone appears hip to your game. You couldn't pull a fast one on a cold-blooded lame. And as for Mike Tyson and Blair, I hear they both left the jail sometime last year, and Red will go back to his main girl, Pearl, and you'll be left alone, little girl. Back to Bounty is where you should go, 'cause I doubted if you could even get a play on death row. Well, I didn't get the electric chair. Life went out to my long money band them, and I got one to two. Everlasting love. From little Izzy. P.S. Give my regards to your HID. If you want a copy of my Thug Poetry book, you can get it at Amazon. It's the one Angevine Thug Poetry at Amazon. When I was 2 years old, my mother left my father, but she didn't take me and my brother with her. She left me and my brother with my dad, so I haven't seen my mother since I was 2. I remember being in a shelter, and a kid had found a home, but he didn't have no shoes. So they took my brother Aziz, they took his shoes and gave it to the kid. And right to this day, you know, I still feel the pain of that, you know, that they thought that was okay, you know, just take somebody's kid's shoes, man, just give away. I think it was about 5 years old, 4 years old, I was 3 years old. Somewhere around that field, somewhere in there. But anyway, as I grew up, I knew something different was about me that I didn't. Everybody knew I was. Even my family knew. They knew there was something different about this guy. He's weird. He's not the same. I was breaking bricks with my head in karate school at like 13 years old, 12 years old. I'm like, the bullies in school even stopped bothering me, because if you're dumb enough to break a brick with your head, then that's somebody nobody want to even mess with. So they stayed 20 feet from me, okay? All right. I had no girlfriends growing up. I could count all my girlfriends on one hand, you know what I'm saying? Doris Ann Michaels, my first love when I was 17. Dolly, Shirley Bacon, Barbara Barnes, and Janet Berry, my last girlfriend, who dumped me in 1996. 25 years ago. Yep. So, I went to the Army. Drill Sergeant Wells, he kicked me out of boot camp. He said I was not fit for boot camp for the Army. He also called me Divine Angevine. If you know anything about boot camp, then you also know that nobody ever was called Divine. I'm the only one that achieved that. I went to college and quit from my first semester. I started doing drugs. I'm around 28 years old, 27, 25, 26, somewhere in there. Yeah. And I was smoking angel dust, and I tried to rob a drug dealer in New York, and he shot me in the back. And the bullet appears to be hitting my spine. So the doctor said I'm supposed to be paralyzed. So that woke me up, and I stopped doing drugs then. So Barbara Barnes, she took me to New Orleans, Louisiana. I left New Jersey in 1991, and we got married. 8 months later, we got divorced. I met a friend of mine who's Deidre Simpson. She changed my life by bringing me to Lake Charles. Lake Charles is the only place I ever lived at where I didn't get harassed just walking down the street just for being black. I never lived nowhere where police didn't harass me for being black. This is the only place I ever experienced that, where they don't bother black people for being black. Harass them, assault them, fuck with them. Do that here in Lake Charles. So, I just wanted to wrap up the celebration by saying that the sky is the limit, okay? You could be anything you want to be. I could open up my art channel. I could just have a YouTube channel where kids or whoever comes to learn how to paint. I could open up a channel teaching how to do magic. I mean, it's so many opportunities once, the wheels start turning, And so they're turning now, okay? So I'll be doing some things here. Just stop waiting for somebody to discover you. Discover yourself. That's what I did. I just went on YouTube and just discovered myself. We're all living legends who haven't yet been discovered by ourselves. I need your testimony. I need you to take some minerals, cure your disease, and then let's make a video of that. And then put that on here. That's what the next 50 videos going to be more about that. It ain't going to be about me up here talking. People tired of hearing me talking. They want to hear somebody else talk about how the minerals has cured their diseases. And that's what I need a testimony. But I need you to take some minerals so you can make a testimony. You can't make a testimony if you never took no minerals. Okay? So that's where we're going. I can't do this by myself. If I have to do it by myself, I'm not going to be able to do it, and I'll fail. So I'm going to need your help. Amen. Namaste.